Hello guys, welcome to the Health and Wellness Spot. My name is Dr. Lewis and today I want to talk about diets. So we've been having these conversations about what we should eat, what we should not eat, and it has come to my attention that the questions that arise as a result of my videos on diets are always headed to the direction that I always tell people what to ditch or what not to eat, but I don't tell people what to eat or what to consume. So today I've taken a personal initiative to just try and break down and simplify basically the foods that are supposed to guide you or that are supposed to provide a healthy living style or a healthy diet plan for you. So this is not a dietary plan for specific individuals. This is basically the types of foods that you can combine to come out with a very good diet plan for both people who are trying to lose weight and those people who are trying to gain healthy weight. Now, the procedure of losing weight to a healthy weight and the procedure of gaining weight from thin to lean is the same. The foods that you're supposed to eat, they're the same. Okay? So when I talk about healthy diets, I'm trying to mean that you can either move from being obese or overweight to normal weight or lean weight, and also getting from thin to lean weight, because our target is just being a lean person and a healthy individual, and not thin, because thin again is the new fat. Okay, so welcome to this channel, and today I'll start from the foods that you're supposed to ditch. We have had these conversations before, and you already know the number one on that list has to be sugar. Now, sugar in all forms. What do I mean by this word in all forms? I mean, some of us tend to ignore small details, and specifically healthcare providers, when you're giving an advice or a nutritional breakdown to someone or a client, then sometimes we miss out on the point, on some points that are very important about this sugar, and that's about fruits and also honey. Okay, so we do not explain what sugar is basically, and most people don't know what sugar is. People think that sugar is the only type of sugar is the one that we add in tea. Now, surprisingly, sugar has different forms, and number one form, basically the ones that I've labeled here, the galactose, the lactose, the fructose, the glucose, and sucrose, these are simple sugars. When I talk about simple sugars, I mean those that are broken down so fast, they are absorbed very fast, and they bring a problem with insulin regulation. Okay, so they cause spikes in insulin in your blood, which will be a problem in future. So we are dropping simple sugars for that matter, basically simple carbohydrates. So the word sugar means carbohydrates. Okay, and if you've not watched my video about carbohydrates classification between simple and complex carbohydrates, kindly do. Okay, you will get to understand what to avoid and what not to avoid. So fructose is the sugar that is found in fruits and honey. Now I'm going to clear this misconception once and for all. Fruits are not bad. I don't advocate against fruits. However, I'm trying to say, if you consume fruits, you're consuming fructose, high content of fructose, and modern fruits are highly adulterated. What do I mean? GMO fruits have been topped up with sugar, okay, and chemicals, fertilizers, and stuff. So these fruits have been intentionally adulterated to capture your attention and also to capture your appetite. Okay, so your addiction to fruits is not, you don't eat fruits because they are healthy. Most of us know we eat fruits because they are sweet. Okay, and that tells you it is so directional. So you are addicted to the fructose that is in fruits. And remember, the sugar that is in fruits and honey, which is fructose, is converted to triglycerides. In the liver, it is converted to triglycerides, which means basically fat. So you take it in as fructose, the liver breaks it in to give you triglycerides, and this is fat. So that starts to accumulate on your central part. That's what we call central obesity. Again, it is the number one sugar in the problem of the liver that is called the fatty liver. So this fructose is very dangerous. And now, old times honey or traditional honey and traditional fruits were seasonal. Okay, so they used to be seasonal. Once you eat them, once it's a season for mangoes, you eat mangoes this month, and then the season disappears until the next season when you'll eat mangoes. Okay, when they'll be in season. However, at this moment in time, oranges and mangoes are always in season. That has to be a question. That has to raise your curiosity about these things. So we've been eating fruits as healthy diets. Okay. However, diabetes has not gone away. It's still with us. So people still eat those healthy foods or healthy fruits and still take diabetes drugs and still go back to hospital to treat diabetes. So that has to also raise your curiosity for you to start understanding and being aware about diabetes and how these sugar problems and liver problems come to happen. So fruits are not as healthy as you might think. So that is number one form of sugar. Number two form of sugar is basically the one that comes as a result of ugali, the packaged ugali, the wheat products. Those are all simple sugars, okay? So the ugali that is packaged in the supermarket, the one that you love using to cook, the one that is sifted and very white, it produces a very white ugali, it's useless. It's basically cornstarch, okay? It has no nutritional value, and therefore it's high time we start avoiding it. Now, remember, in this channel, I always advocate for us not to buy foodstuffs in the supermarket. Why? Because packaged things, if something is packaged and advertised, always know you are the product. So they are targeting your attention. And the media is very good at doing this. So be careful with what you consume in the media. Okay? And I want to urge mainstream nutritionists to start talking deep about these things because they are the backbone of healthcare. So sugar in all forms, basically. Number two is seed oils. So when I talk about seed oils, I'm basically talking about those oils that you use for cooking. Now, we cannot be able to mention brands because I know there's a confusion between these seed oils and the population. So the population confuses these seed oils a lot. You think sunflower oil is healthy, and remember, sunflower oil comes from seeds. So seed oils have a problem because of refining. So once they go through industries and they're refined, they add additives and they make it that packaged and advertised for you, then that becomes a problem, okay? And that's why some of you come with this question of chia seeds or black cotton seeds. Is that oil from seeds healthy or oil from sunflower healthy? Yes, until it gets to refining, okay? So the process of refining is the one that makes these one polyunsaturated fatty acids, and that is the problem, okay? So seed oils are exactly what you use for cooking. The canola, the sunflower, okay? The corn, those are the seed oils, basically oils that come from seeds, okay? And how would you identify seed oils? Now remember, most food industries that produce these seed oils have realized that they are a problem. And what do? They lure you into buying them by labeling them with two things. Number one is the 0% cholesterol. So many of us have fallen prey of this myth and this lie. Okay, so this is a lie. You need cholesterol for your survival. So basically, why would we have 0% cholesterol in seed oils, yet we need cholesterol for survival? That is question number one. Number two, they are written on vegetable oils. Now, vegetable oils is a lie because they come from seeds. There is no vegetable in these oils. They come from seeds. So they are seed oils. So why is the industry, the food industry, not telling you that these are seed oils and they're telling you these are vegetable oils? Ask yourself that question. Why don't they be honest with you? Because they know if they tell you 0% cholesterol and you've been brainwashed to know that cholesterol is the dangerous form of fat and it causes atherosclerosis and heart problems. So if they tell you it is 0% cholesterol, you will run and buy it because you think it's free from cholesterol and heart problems. If they tell you it's vegetable and we're used to healthy vegetables, then you will think that vegetables are the healthy ones. So you will run to it and buy it. Remember this, the healthy vegetable oil, the one that is known, is olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. That is the vegetable oil that is known to be healthy. But remember, olive oil is unsaturated, meaning, you see there are two, for those of us who attended chemistry classes, this means a single bond, okay? So single bonds is what we call saturated. Why? Because all the carbon is covered by either carbons or hydrogen ions. But the other one is a double bond or a triple bond, which means this double bond has electrons, carries electrons, okay? And these electrons are the ones that when you expose heat to them, they become excited, and then they form radicals. And those radicals are the ones that are very dangerous to your mitochondria. Once they affect the mitochondria, which is the energy mechanism or machinery for the body, then you start experiencing all those inflammations and cancer, okay? So unsaturated fatty acids or unsaturated fatty oils or seed, or basically unsaturated fats, they are the dangerous one because of the double bond, which makes them rancid. So they can release these electrons, and these electrons can form radicals that are dangerous to you. However, the saturated ones, the ones that are animal fat, which are saturated, I know most of you have fallen prey of the myth that saturated oils are dangerous. But nobody has ever explained to you why they are not dangerous or why they say they are dangerous in quotes. So I'm explaining to you this because I want you to understand that the saturated fats, which are the animal fats, the ones that I've mentioned here, are the ones that are healthy because of the single bonds. But the unsaturated fats, when you expose them to high temperatures, they become rancid and they bring problems to you. These ones, even if you expose them to heat, nothing will happen because they can withstand higher temperatures, so they will not go rancid. And that's why they are healthy. And these are the animal fats. I hope that is home. So the seed oil is the one that labeled this one, and there are so many in the supermarkets. There are very different brands, and basically in your kitchen, we cannot lack a seed oil. So I want you to drop that seed oil for a reason. It is, first of all, unsaturated, and also it's a polyunsaturated fatty acids, which means it has been taken through refining, and that is a problem to your mitochondria and your cells, okay? Because of high content of omega-6, which is highly inflammatory and affects your cells. Number 3 has to be wheat products. Now, all wheat products are a problem to your health. Why? First of all, they have gluten. And I understand that if you ferment wheat, then the bacteria or the microbes that come as a result of fermentation feed on gluten, and that reduces the amount of gluten in that wheat. So wheat products are very inflammatory because of gluten and addiction. Okay, so they cause inflammation and perforation of your stomach. That's the reason why you have ulcers. You have ulcers because of consumption of wheat products. And then you start blaming it on beans, and then you start blaming it on beef. Once you eat beef, you get protein allergies. You're forgetting is because of the wheat products, because once you eat wheat products, they perforate your stomach, and then they cause you ulcers and also gastritis. Now that gastritis, these perforations in your stomach, the wounds in your stomach, are the ones that will cause sieving in of protein. Okay, protein particles will sieve in, get into the immune system, then they get a reaction because the immune system knows that these proteins are new products in our system. They are not our own. So the immune system fights back, and once it fights back, then you get those skin eruptions, and you will start thinking that since you eat beef or eggs, which are proteins, you'll start getting protein allergy. Protein allergy, if you drop wheat products, your gut goes back to normal. Once it goes back to normal, then you'll not experience protein allergy. So you'll enjoy your protein. However, you cannot enjoy your protein if at all you're still consuming wheat products, seed oils, and sugar. That is a lie. Okay, so correct that misconception. So wheat is very inflammatory and highly inflammatory to your gut. It will cause you ulceration and gastritis. So if you drop wheat products, for those of you who have peptic ulcer disease and gastritis, your solution is here in these 3. You drop sugar, you drop seed oils, and drop wheat products. You will be good to go. So basically, these diets, we're just trying to explain them to make you know where your conditions come as a result of poor dieting. Okay. Then now the next one is soy products. What are soy products? Soy products are basically products that come from soy, which are soybeans, soy milk, and the rest. So these are very dangerous because they are high in estrogen. Now, the modern generation male have become a problem because they cannot erect, they cannot perform sexual functions to the fullest. Why? Because of soy products. There's so much infiltration of soy products, soy protein, soy milk in the market, and it is being advertised on the media. So this one increases your levels of estrogen. And remember, estrogen is the female hormone. Therefore, men will start to grow fat, men will lose their vibrance and vitality, and then you will start having erectile dysfunction problems. Now, once you get there, you'll go to buy the drugs from the pharmacy to help you kill the symptoms. However, you're still consuming soy and the rest. That means you'll not heal from this problem. So avoid soy products by all means. If you are a man, even women, high content of estrogen is a problem because of these conditions for women. If you have high content of estrogen, then you'll have infertility. You'll also have cervical cancer and breast cancers. You'll also have endometriosis and PCOS. So now you know, and those hormonal imbalances come as a result of high content of estrogen. So avoid soy products by all means. Then the next one has to be processed foods. These ones are restaurant foods, the likes of pizza and stuff. Those foods that you eat in the restaurant, those foods that are packaged and marketed for you, simple carbohydrates and stuff. Okay, so avoid any food that is processed. Avoid GMO products, meat that has been injected in with chemicals, those chicken that are broilers, they've been fed on chemicals and hormones. Avoid them by all means. So basically, that is what you should ditch completely in your diet. Okay? Now, what should you moderate? I normally don't like to use the word moderation because I know these are an easy way to make people get get skeptical with diets. So we'll use it anyway. So you moderate. What am I saying? I'm saying drop simple carbohydrates, basically, then concentrate on complex carbohydrates. That video that I talked about carbohydrates also advises you to concentrate on complex carbohydrates. Why? Because they are high in fiber, they are broken down slowly, and they are absorbed slowly. And therefore, they will not cause a spike in insulin in your system, and also they will not cause insulin resistance and a fatty liver. So these are very good foods for your sources of carbohydrates. Now remember, if I ask you your sources of carbohydrates, you might have only three, maybe ugali, chapati, and rice. If we go ahead, we can add noodles, injera, and stuff. However, these are basically the most available sources of carbohydrates in nature. So you eat them in plenty, or rather moderate them. However, you can use this as your source of carbohydrates and then combine them with this protein. So basically, you're trying to replace your ugali with beans, you're trying to replace your rice with sweet potatoes, you're trying to replace your chapati with arrowroots or yams, you're trying to replace your noodles and those wheat products with butter, with butternuts, green bananas, pumpkins, cassava, millet, and nuts. Now, on cassava, too much of cassava is a little dangerous to your thyroid because it affects the absorption of iodine. Okay, so for those people who have thyroid problems and goiter, you might be tempted to avoid cassava. Okay, but you can eat the rest. On pumpkins, you can eat pumpkins plus seeds because pumpkins, specifically men, pumpkin seeds have high content of zinc and magnesium, which are very important ions in sperm development and fertility in men. So basically, those are just complex carbohydrates that you're supposed to eat. Another misconception, beans are carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates for that matter because higher content of beans, specifically 65% of beans, is carbohydrates, is fiber. So those of you who tell me beans are proteins, that's a misconception from primary school, and you're supposed to do away with it because a small percentage of beans is protein and a larger percentage is carbohydrates. So these are basically your sources of carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates for that matter. For those who want to take ugali because of ugali addiction, there's millet and sorghum, and also possibly maize that has husks is good for is fiber and is good for your bacteria in the stomach. However, ugali has no nutritional value apart from just feeding the bacteria. Okay, so sometimes you might overwhelm the bacteria and then you get the bloating. So it is easy to moderate complex carbohydrates in your diet. Then the last one, what we should consume. So basically, what should we eat now that we've ditched sugar and stuff? Now that we've moderated our complex carbohydrates, what should we eat? So basically, protein. Basically, here we advocate for the diets. And for those of you who are keen on the internet, you've seen the push for the carnivore diets. So if you're interested in reading about carnivore diets, then you can find some information and read about carnivore diets. Basically, just meat, high content of fat, animal fat for that matter, and vegetables. Okay, so proteins and animal fats. Now, animal fats, remember we said they are saturated, so they are healthy. So let's clear this debate of unhealthy fats and healthy fats. So fats, animal fats are healthy. They cannot cause you heart problems. They will never get you fat. What gets you fat is this. Okay, yeah, so animal fat will never get you fat. Enjoy the animal fats. So eat beef in plenty, specifically men. You need meat. So eat meat as plenty as you can. Eat chicken, make it organic chicken, make it organic beef. Eat fish and seafoods. Okay, so fish has high content of omega-3, and omega-3 is the one that fights the effects of omega-6 in seed oils. And therefore, once you eat fish, you raise the ratio of omega-3 and inflammation disappears. Those pain in the joints, those arthritis, those back pains, those headaches, they start to disappear because of an increase in a very healthy fat that is omega-3 rich. It is also found in eggs. So men should eat eggs in plenty also. Women, you should eat eggs because they have cholesterol, and this is good cholesterol, the HDL. And the cholesterol that is found in meat and eggs. So make this meat fatty. Let it be fatty meat, okay? So the cholesterol that is found in fatty meat and eggs is the one that is helpful in formation of cell membranes and formation of steroid hormones, basically estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, and vitamin D. And these are the hormones that are very important to you and your functioning and immunity. And then consume high content of cruciferous vegetables. These are the spinach, the broccoli, the kales, okay? Also fermented cabbage is here, which is sauerkraut. Now, these have high content of fiber, and also they have enzymes that break down estrogen. So for those of you who want to lose weight, then you have to consume high content of vegetables because they have high content of enzymes that will break down estrogen and then break down fat, and that will make you lose weight, okay? Also, they have so much vitamins. The same vitamins that you want to get in your fruits, the favorite fruits, are very available in cruciferous vegetables and sauerkraut, the fermented cabbage. So do not create an excuse that you want to eat fruits because of vitamins, yet you want to eat fruits because they are sweet. Vitamins are found in vegetables in high quantities. Also remember, if you eat sugar and then you eat vegetables or that fruit of yours, you will not absorb any vitamins because, for instance, vitamin C is inhibited, absorption of vitamin C is inhibited by sugar. So if you consume sugar in any form, let's say your fruit has vitamins and it also has sugar, so the fructose will be absorbed, but the vitamins will be discarded because sugar inhibits the absorption of vitamins, okay? So unlearn. Then avocado. So the only fruits that are healthy for you have to be avocado because they don't have sugar. Avocado has essential fats, and lemons have vitamin C high content. And in lemons, high content of vitamin C is in the peel. Again, I repeat, do not boil the lemons. Just chop them in small pieces and insert them in warm water, and then leave them for some time to extract the vitamin and then drink that water, okay? Then animal fats. So animal fats are supposed to be maybe used for either top dressing or also the cooking, okay? However, olive oil is also here, and olive oil, we've said, is the only vegetable oil that is healthy for your top dressing. Olive oil is unsaturated. So it falls under unsaturated, not saturated, unsaturated. So it has a single double bond, okay? So olive oil can undergo the process of rancidity, okay? And that's why it's stored in the amber or the dark colored bottles and glass bottles, so away from light, because it can get you into problems due to oxidation by light or air. So keep your olive oil away from air and in those dark colored glasses. Again, food industries have realized that olive oil, people are running to buy olive oil and use it for cooking and for marination and also for top dressing. What did they do? They designed food oils. Now, I want to tell you a trick. There is no food industry that makes seed oils that will now start making you healthy fats. No. Food industry, once they make seed oils and soaps, they will concentrate on that because that is their gold mine. They cannot make you olive oil. So that olive oil that you see in those supermarkets that is packaged in plastic bottles, please avoid it. Run away from it because it's not original, okay? Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, is in glass bottles and it has a cost. So everything that is healthy has a cost on it. So olive oil is not in plastic bottles. So most things that are plastic are not healthy. Avoid them, okay? Then, so these are basically the fats or the oils that you're supposed to use for your cooking, marination, and top dressing. Number one is tallow. We already showed you how to make beef tallow in a video. So tallow, sweat, ghee, lard, butter, cheese, olive oil, then avocado, palm, and coconut. These three can be used for deep frying. The avocado oil, the coconut, and the palm oil. But don't buy palm oil that is refined. Okay, the refined one is a problem. So these three, you can use them for deep frying. Others, you can use them for shallow frying. But the most available one for animal fat has to be ghee and butter. Butter is a little expensive. However, ghee is very available. And sometimes you might think ghee is expensive, yet your shopping basket is the one that has problems because it has ugali, it has those flours, it has the juices, it has sugar and rice. And therefore, you might think ghee is expensive. But however, if you drop sugar, then you can buy ghee. If you drop rice, you can afford butter. If you drop something else, the juices and the soda and the biscuits from your shopping basket, then you can buy these fats for cooking. So basically, that's essentially a healthy way of living. So you can now start to understand or start to make your own dietary plans from this. So you can combine maybe beans with beef, that will be, and vegetables. Also, you can also combine sweet potatoes and eat it with chicken or fish, however you want it. So you can just combine one of these with this, and that will be healthy food, and also add fermented cabbage or cruciferous vegetables, and that's a balanced diet for you. Then you will never achieve all this if at all you do not have the following again. So it's very important, even if you're trying to live a healthy life, you need sleep. Okay, so sleep plays a very important role in weight loss, weight gain, and healthy living and control of diseases. Number 2 is the sun. So sun is the most available source of vitamin D. So you need the sun for your survival. So the sun, sleep, then salt. So much misconception about salt, but we're trying to clear them every other time in every single video. So eat your salt in plenty so that your body functions appropriately. Then exercise. So this is where the gym comes in. Man, the 6 compound exercises that we keep on singing about, you should concentrate on that. Women also, you should go and exercise, maybe walking. These are just simple exercises that will help your immune system be strong and you keep going. Okay. Then the last one is fasting. Fasting is very important in healthcare. Fasting heals inflammation. Fasting is the silent and secret therapy that hospitals will never tell you. So concentrate on fasting. Whether intermittent fasting or prolonged periodic fasts, it is important for your health. So the reason why we are telling you all these things is because we want you to avoid chronic conditions. Okay, so these chronic conditions that will come as a result of poor dieting and that will kill your immunity, we want you to avoid them through appropriate diets. Now, once you avoid them through this, you will not need hospital visits, you will not need drugs, you will not need all those expenses, the tests for you to confirm if you're healthy. So once you start eating this, you lose your weight. Once you also consume this, you will add healthy weight. You'll also become lean. Then you go and then boost your body structure using the gym and exercises. So basically that is our way of healthy eating. So I hope we've cleared the question of what should we eat and what should we not eat.